Hello, hello, hello. Is it plugged in? Happy hump day, y'all. Yeah, let me just see it because I don't think you've selected it. Hold on. Troy's down here. Down here. Trying to get me to sign on to his computer, which is, never easy. Good morning, Brioni. Hi, Sue. Hi, Trees. Hello, Sandy Kling. Hi, Mary Sharkey. Hi, Monta. How are you? Good to see you. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Marilyn. Hello, Laveda. Really? Seriously? Of course. Of course. Hi, Betty. Of course the doorbell would ring. What are we? Like 2 minutes in? Of course. Not a bell yet today. Irritating. Ooh, the screw's loose again. I need to put Loctite in that screw so it doesn't do that. How is everybody doing? Hello, Luann. Ooh. Hi, Connie. I was going to tell you guys something. That doorbell threw me off. Hi, Sheila. Hi, son. Can I, here. Can you say hi? Man, the thing is going to keep going crooked because the screw's loose. Oh, yes, Mary Sharkey, how are you feeling that you got your bumper pad off? Your shoulder pad. How is it? Are you in much pain? Hi, Miss Donna Sue. Okay, I'll do it. Please let me do it. How is everybody doing? Choi is here. He, so you guys know he has that. Hi, Julia. He has that, like, pattern, right? Where he goes running amok for days on end. And then there's like one day where it's like, okay, he's going to sleep through the night. Last night was the night, but it's so ridiculous because every night that he is sleeping through the night, I have even more restless sleep. Like, man, we need to get it together. He and I need to get on a schedule, a sleep schedule. Yeah, I knew the day was coming soon because he'd been running amok for too long. His little body. I was assuming. Hi, Ashley. Hi, Tina. I was assuming it was gonna sleep through the night one of these days, but of course it was this day when I was restless. Hi, Brenda. So we're gonna play with some of the new stuff. Still, there was so much good stuff that came out that I want to play. I'm doing good. Start PT May 2nd. They fixed the torn bicep, arthritis, and bone spurs. Oh man, my husband has to help me dress. That's always fun, isn't it? So we're going to do one of these. It's a big Mama Jamma. So it's one of the large trays. It's just from the Hobby Lobby. I swear that the writing gets smaller and smaller. I think this is a nested set. So I believe there was 3. This is the largest, and then there was 2 more. So it says it's about 19 by 14, and then it's almost 4 inches. So it's a big one. It's a big Mama Jamma. It's a huge one, which I thought would be fun because maybe we can use some of the larger transfers that I brought in. you know, because we used yesterday. We did that clock with the Blossom tweet, but even the clock we had to, you know, cut off a lot of that. So hi Elizabeth. You need to borrow my glasses. Girl, I got contacts on. I need glasses. I need all the ting-tings. It's a good size tray. So let's get my desk on the screen. How are you, Elizabeth? How are you, Della? What, Pops? What are you pointing at that's up here? What? You want to see Mom? Is that what you want? Your YouTube? I don't know what you're... Oh, the light. Well, you were in charge of the lights. You always turn all the lights. You didn't turn it on. My bad. He's bossy. Oh, look, you have some. Oh, yeah. I have a lot of... Son, I don't know, bud. This Jay is like having a field day. And all it's doing is J. Okay, I know. Mom's got it all now. I can't fix it though. Okay, Mom's got to do some work. All right. So here's what I was thinking. You guys know lavender bush I just brought in. So I was thinking we can do lavender bush, but then I remembered this one, which is the azure blossom. Son, please don't go back there. There's too many cords, son. You're gonna fall. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Where are you going? Hi, Chihuahua. So, look at this. Oh, my goodness. I think that, I don't know. It's going to be hard to decide. So, I think I turned it upside down. I thought it was upside down, but it wasn't. See, in this one, now remember, these all connect. So, if you really wanted to connect them all, you could connect them and then it would be one huge 24 by 30, right? But, you know, for the most part, I work at least on smaller scales. So, and then again, here is our hue harmony. So that lets us know what colors we're working with. Stop. So I don't know. I'm torn because I really like the blue, but then the lavender bush, which remember, this is one of the ones that were done 2022 and before. So this one is actually on sale. So now I realize that the writing is going this way, but I believe, was it the second page? Yes, it is this page. Look. But look at this. We could get this on there like that. Or even this looks like it's more centered. So we can put this in the center here and then add a couple more flowers if we even cared about the script. We don't even necessarily need to put the script on. So I don't know. I'm a little bit torn. I do know that on the outside I want to put one of my favorites. So this is 725 and that's going to go perfectly on the outside of that. So I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I'm torn. Hi, Melissa Joins. Please remember me in prayer. My arthritis, fibromyalgia, really sad, lots of pain. Oh, of course, Melissa, you will definitely be in our prayers. I'm so sorry you're having pain. I'm sorry. Oh, we got a bug? Hey, bug. You need bug spray? James, do you like bug spray, James? They're so lucky that the only thing I can do is ban and delete them. I really wish I could mess with them because I so seriously would mess with them. God bless you. Did you sneeze, James? I know, Trees. He likes trees. Hi, Miss Linda Baker. Okay. Sorry about the bug. I think we zapped him. You were sitting so still. Oh, I was zapping the bug. Sorry. I was zapping the bug. I was trying to zap him and then get rid of all of his comments. Troy, I don't know what you want me to do, son. Hold on a minute, y'all. See, he got sleep, so he's going to be on a whole nother level right now. So I seen somebody asking about his phone case. So here's the messed up thing, all right? So I ordered his phone cases through Amazon, right? So Amazon came once for me, which was really ridiculous. Didn't have his phone cases. Came once for Nick, really ridiculous. They could have done both of those at the same time. And then UPS came, and then I think it was FedEx. No phone cases. Nothing. Hi, Catherine. Hi, Cheryl. So I was like, what is going on? So then I go and look at the tracking, and it says delivered. And I was thinking, excuse me? Yeah, no. And then I thought, okay, of all the things to be delivered and get messed up, why does it have to be his? Lo and behold, Amazon transferred it to USPS, so it had been sitting in the mailbox since probably that morning, but it didn't update the tracking until later on in the afternoon. And so yes, long story long, it was here, but in the mailbox. Poor guy. Hi, Miss Kathy. Hi, Jeanette. Hi, Tina Roy. Okay. Let's see. I really wish that there were more of the flowers on here. So that way we could use, that top half. But I'm thinking we're going to have to use one of these, obviously, because I can't even cut the flowers out. So, or cut these out. So, again, this one is the Azure Blossom. So, let's look. So, the bees would be upside down. I guess it doesn't really matter because depending on how it sits on the, depending how it sits on your table or ottoman or wherever you put this, right? Your coffee table, whatever. Come on now. The bees could go either way, but see, I don't like it like that. Okay, so I don't think that one's a go. Let's look at this one. So the bee is going this way. See, because typically the orientation is supposed to be this way, right? So I think, I don't know, but you guys, I don't know. I think it's going to have to be, I cannot grab it once it gets down there without lifting up that top layer. So I think it's going to be, I don't know. Unless we just don't do the bee, because the bee is throwing me off. So maybe we don't do the bee. What do you guys think? Hi, Vicky. So this one would be easier not to do the bee, and then I could do it this way. This one, the bee is kind of in the background, that the gray back there, so I think it might be a little bit harder to get to not do the bee. What do you guys think? Do we like that one that's on there? I just flick this off. Hold on, y'all. Yes. Bees fly all kinds of ways. Yeah, bees fly all kinds of ways, but that will not fly with me, with it being that way on here. It'll mess up my OCD because it'll be combobulated. And I can't do that because it just won't look right. Hi, Olga. Hold on. This thing caught on my sweater. Y'all, we got all the malfunctions on this little hump day today. Yeah, okay. That's what so we will not do the bee. We'll cut that bee out on this one, because then the flowers, the way that they're orientated, I think is fine. It's not going to like, I don't know. Then do we do it? I think it needs to be, well, we can kind of sit it up like that. We can even connect these two flowers. Hold on a minute. Let me see. I'm trying to see what the connectors are to that one. I believe it's this piece. It is. So I can sit that up kind of high. We'll cut off that border and set that up pretty kind of high, and then we'll take that connector and put it there. All right. Okay. The daggone fan is making the things blow. All right. So, oh boy, what are you doing out here? Let's paint this white. And then on the outside, so while this is doing its thing, we will put the widget bin on the outside, and yes. All right. Okay, I got it. Just do just the first one, and when you are rubbing on the transfer, don't do the bee. When you are done, put the bee on going the right way. I could do that. I had a similar and cut the bee out, but put it backward where I want. Yeah, put it back on there. Turn the bee around. Yeah. Okay. So let's get some, just the good old, plaster. It is, oh, y'all, it's so windy today. And I finally picked up the Dr. Pepper and Aquafina tumbleweeds. And don't you know, it is so windy today. I'm like, oh my goodness. I already know it's gonna start. They're gonna start rolling by. I already know. Hi, Angela. I know. I don't know. I don't think you've seen that I was there, Ash, but I was watching you. I seen that you was playing with the widget bin. It was so cool. So we will, because once again, I'm putting a transfer on wood, and not that the wood is the problem, but putting the paint on here and then making sure that it's dry so that the transfer will go down. Ashley used Would You Bin last night. She used a bunch of new stuff. She used bling, y'all. Troy put a bling piece in her order and she used bling. I was like, what? Although I think her people were like, where is Ashley? What have you done with her? I seen a couple of people say, where is Ashley? What have you done with Ashley? But I thought what you did turned out absolutely amazing. And the butterfly paper you used, that is one of my absolute favorites. I don't know what color we're going to do the inner part here, so instead of getting, I mean, if there's a little bit of paint that gets up there, I'm not worried about it, but I don't necessarily, I know I don't want it white, so I don't want to have to paint over more paint later. So we'll just try to get the edges the best we can without getting it all up on the side wall there. Hi, Phyllis. She used bling. She did. So it was kind of funny because those of you who order from my store, you know that I put a little, like, well, not me. Troy puts in like a little like mesh bag, and he puts in some goodies. He picks goodies out of the drawer and he puts it in there. Well, it's even luck that she found it, because sometimes he doesn't pull the strings super tight. And I try to remember to pull it, you know, to recheck it. But, you know, after a few orders and we're just going, sometimes I forget. Well, anyways, it had fallen out. The bling had fallen out and got into the crinkle paper. So it was kind of even lucky that she found it and didn't toss it. But she ended up using it and it was perfect. All right, let's dry this, and then we'll probably have to put on just a little bit more in some areas. And then we'll get the outside. Whoa. Hi, Roxanne. All right. So we'll go through with one more coat. And I'm actually going to just get a little bit. What is Troy watching over here? Like aerobics or something? It's like some old school video. Okay. I'm just going to put on a little bit of water again. Not as much water as I would usually use, but just a little bit, just to get the brush marks. Out of here. And I'm getting paint up on the edges there, but again, like I said, I don't know what color we're gonna paint the rest of this. When I look at it, you guys know grays and silver are not my, every time I put it down, I don't like it. But we'll look at the color harmony that they have on there and see if that maybe gives us some ideas of what to put on there. All right. I think it's good enough. It's good. Let's put those in water. Let's dry this, and then, all right. So before we get the top coat on and the transfer on, I'm gonna let it dry a little bit. We'll start warming up the Wood-U bin and get that going on around the outside. Hi, Inga. How are you? Terry is teaching you to think outside the box. I love it, but every time, those of you who watch me know, every time I try to do a gray or a silver, for some reason I end up like, it just doesn't look right to me, and I always paint over it. What's going on right there? You know what? We'll let it dry because this is raw wood. I'm probably going to need to do like a little sanding of the fibers anyways. There looks like that might be just an imperfection of the wood, but we'll see. All right, and I wanted to show you guys this. I don't know if you guys realize this, but I have all of these little tubes in the store. This one is texture paste. This is modeling paste. I have the 3D gloss gel, the gesso in black and white. I don't know if you guys know, but I have all of that in the store. If you're, wanting just to play with it and not invest really in the big, because like the 3D gloss gel, this size, I do have it in the squeezy tubes, as well as like all that other stuff, and they're really reasonable. The price is really reasonable on them, so. But I don't think anybody pays attention to those really. Okay, so I'm just taking a little bit of extra time drying it because you guys have seen the last few times how that wood absorbs all that water, and then it gives the transfers a little bit of a fit to put down. So again, this is one of my favorite trims. This is $7.25. As always, I do have a Wood-U bin discount. The discount does not work on sale items, though, just so you know. So, and you do need to put the percentage sign in with that code. Hi, Tanya. You lost me totally on FB? I don't know. I got notifications again that somebody is trying to copyright or claiming copyright on my voice for yesterday's video. Like, really? I don't think so. So, wood bin has all the same properties as wood. You can sand it, you can stain it, you can paint it, you can cut it, you can do anything you can do to wood, you can do to wood bin. It does stretch a tad when you heat it up. You do want to heat it though before you cut it or do anything to it because it will snap. So I am going to get that nice and hot. Where are my big Mama Jamma scissors? Ay, Chihuahua. All right, let's get this measured out. I'm going to stand up. This is going to be all up in y'all's face for a minute. So sorry, Charlie. Look at how pretty that's going to be. All right, and then, oh, you know what? Do we want to wrap this? Ah, the inside of that is hotsy-totsy. Well, if we didn't want to wrap it, we're going to now. Sorry, I know it's all up in y'all's grill. Just a minute. I'll take it down. All right. Okay. So, I am actually, now on these thinner, yeah, I did dispute it. They do it to me all the time. All the time. All the time. Someone is in, it's like, no. I mean, unless somebody has my same exact voice, it's not. So, let's do this. I am going to cut this part here straight, and we're going to wrap this so that way the corners, I don't have to mess with the corners. Okay, now you do want to use wood glue, whatever wood glue you prefer. There is the Wood-U glue. I personally just use the Titebond Quick and Thick. You can use Gorilla Glue, whatever wood glue you have works. All right, so we have a long piece we're working with here, which, you know, I don't want it to snap, so I'm gonna do my best to work in sections. So I'll lift you guys up as high as I can so it's not all in your face. Okay, so I'm not gonna start at that corner. I'm not gonna start here. So I'm gonna actually have it wrap a little back over that way. So that way there's just no break on the corner. I don't know. Just a weird thing. Because y'all know I'm just weird like that sometimes. Where's my bottle holder? Where's my bottle holder? All right, let's put that in there like so. Wow! Oh, did I have it upside down? Oh, no, this is the one it goes. All right, so let me just hold it right here for a minute because this is going to snap. And if it snaps, it snaps. Whatever. I'm not going to get all worked up about it. Why I'm using a brush is beyond me. Don't use a brush, because then you got to use your flea and tick comb to get out all the goopy glue from your brush. Hi, Nancy. Yeah, it doesn't stay warm long. The thinner that it is, the cooler, it cools off a lot faster. And then, like, I have a fan on, so that's the only thing. It gets a little tedious especially when you're live, because, you got to keep putting the. Oh, are you giving me a Rice Krispie treat? Oh, you are the bestest ever. And lip gloss? Hey, thank you, son. All right, so I am going to try not to snap this. But again, if it snaps, first world, it's not, it's not the end of the world. So like this corner over here, look, that corner. I can't get that on until I heat it. So I'm going to, so when you put your wood bin on, you want to heat it to uncoil it. And then you want to heat it again once you get it on to make sure it adheres. So you're heating it twice. You're heating it before and you're heating it after. Okay? So before, to make sure it's nice and warm and ready to apply, and then afterwards to make sure that it adheres. Oh my gosh, Troy, you've got kind of the worst timing, son. I'm just saying. Okay, bud, you gotta hold on a minute. I've only got 2 hands, son. There you go, baby. All right, so now before we can get this corner bent down, and also, if you happen to have your piece, whatever you're working on, if it's maybe in the wrong position, whatever, you need to reposition it. Before it sets all the way, you do have time to reheat the piece, right? And then move it. Okay, so I am going to heat this corner really well. And I'm going to put a lot more glue on that corner because it's going to want to lift there. And then we're going to let it bend. All right, you guys know I got to keep the dryer on for a minute. Okay, and then I'm going to heat again. On the shorter parts, it's going to be all up in the camera for a minute. I'm sorry. All right, so let's get some glue. And I don't know why I like to do wraps like this, because it's the most awkward thing. Hi, Miss Linda. Oh no, I have stuff to get out of I don't have a problem cleaning my brushes. That's not the problem. I'm just saying, when you work with glues, I don't like the glue to be all up in my bristles. So I use a flea and tick comb to get it out. But I clean all of my brushes with the scrubby soap. It's just easy. It's an all-in-one, and I don't have to mess with anything else. All right, so again, we're gonna heat this up. And then really heat the corner. I'm gonna get this stuff pressed down. And I realize that it's probably, I don't know, about 1/8 of an inch shorter, the top and bottom. Not a big deal, but I do want to make sure it's in the middle. Hi, Luann. How are you from South Jersey? All right, now let's lay this back down so it's not all up in y'all's face. Sorry. We're going to have to get in your face one more time, though. So I'm going to, again, I'm back at this corner over here, and I'm just heating it. So my biggest pet peeve is on the corners when it has that gap. So that's why I say if you heat it really well, then you can make sure when you fold it, you don't have to worry about that gap. Whoa. Yeah, exactly. He keeps the house freezing. Oh my gosh, that's how Trevor is. Trevor will have the upstairs at 70 degrees if he could, all year long. All right. But it's funny because the thermostat for the upstairs, it's right outside of my bedroom. So he'll turn it down, and then I just open my door and I turn it right back off. So I'm going to tell you, once we get all of this on, we're going to have to go all the way back around it again and make sure that we've got a good squeeze and that it's making contact everywhere with the tray. Because you guys, especially on the corners like this one. And because it does have that stretch, you want to kind of pull every now and again. Okay, and then let's get this back down because it's too high. Okay, and then our last side here. Oh, it's one of my favorites. Hi, Laura. This one, I have probably 3 trims that I absolutely love. I mean, of course, you know, the staples, the ropes, and the, whatever are great. But this one, 725, which is this one, 745, and then I can't remember. It's one of the newer ones. All right, I'm going to try to do this so I don't have to lift it up so high again in your guys' face. Ah! Ah! But when we put like the antiquing gels and stuff like that on this one, and it brings out all of that detail, oh my googly moogly. All right, I'm going to hang this off of the desk for just a minute so it doesn't snap, because I really want to Is the camera not focusing because I'm moving all around it? Yeah. I really want to stretch and pull this corner. And it's not laying flat as easily anymore because the trim is on that other side. So this is too high, so I'm going to just, all right. I'm just going to, wow, get this corner. I'm gonna heat it up and I'm gonna pull over here at the same time. So if you happen to cut your wood bin a little bit short, it will give you a stretch. So before you start to pan it, give it a little pull, and more than likely, you'll get that extra eighth that you need. Sometimes more. All right. So again, we'll go around and make sure that it's all lined up and good, and that the corners and everywhere. And when I talk about the gap, I mean the gap between, see, like this right here. I don't like that. So we've got to squeeze and fix that. But for right now, let's fix this last corner here. So I'm going to put extra glue on that corner, and then right there. And what the heezy weezy? Oh, it's right by here. All right, let's wiggle that down. Okay, and then again, we're going to I made this. Hi, Miss Edie. How are you? Hi, Laura Simmons. So again, I see that gap. I don't like it. So that's another reason why you want to heat up your wood bin before and after. All right. So I'm going to make sure that's down and heat it up, and then I'll cut that excess. And I'm going to cut a little bit of what's already there, so that way I know it'll fit perfectly down in there. If I try to measure and cut perfectly to fit in that little space, more than likely I'm going to miss it. So that, and then I gotta finish cutting that piece off. And let's get it out of there. Okay, and then let's fit that piece down in there, and I probably can cut off a little bit more. So I'm going to heat it up. You love your new home? Oh my goodness. Is it all still boxes and craziness, or have you been able to get some of that unpacked? We missed you. All right, same thing. I'm just going to, there we go. And then I'm going to take off the bottom. It's the same thing like when we miter. I just find it easier to cut off a little bit of the top and the bottom, so that way it fits in there. Okay, now I'm just going to go around And again, this corner. Now, if you're finding that you need to put more glue in there or what have you, do it. But more than likely, because I was putting so much glue on the corners, because I know that they do that, when you heat it up, it'll reactivate that glue. And you should be good to just squeeze it on there. Hi, Julie. How are you? Right? Same thing on a squeeze. And you see that actually had more than enough glue. And then I've got one more corner that's over here that I need to do the same thing on. Were you able to spend Easter with the family? All right. So there is now our plain Jane tray that already has a makeover that is probably, you could just leave it like that and call it a day, but we don't do that. That's no fun. All right. Let's get a top coat on this. Actually, everything is falling. Let's get this in the water so that I don't have glue on everything. And when you do have your wood bin, don't leave it like this. It'll snap. Recoil it and then store it back. Where is my... Oh, I took a picture of it for Dina. Hold on. Dina Ray wanted to know what varnish I was using, so I took a picture of it and I left it over there. So, like I was saying, don't leave this like this. Heat it back up and take the time to recoil it because it will snap and then, you know, it'll be a waste. All right, so let's just take a 320. This one isn't too bad, but I still do feel a little bit of the wood fibers sticking up in some places. So we're just going to knock those back. Okay, and oh my gosh, that's so awesome, Miss Edie. That's the whole purpose of you guys wanting to go there, to be with family and stuff. So I'm so happy for y'all. Okay, now let's get a little layer of our varnish on, and then how about we put that away so we don't cut our hand. Look at Troy. Troy brought me a Rice Krispie treat. All right. So this is the Behr polyurethane fast drying gloss. So we're just going to put on just one coat. It's a very fast drying gloss, but it is absolutely gorgeous. You can only get it at Behr. How about we don't make the mistake and do this time, Terry? I know I've seen people tell other people you can get it on Amazon. I don't know. I've never seen it on Amazon. I don't know of Home Depot selling on Amazon, but Bear is a brand only sold at Home Depot, so just make sure you're getting the same stuff if you're buying it on Amazon. Y'all know I love my Amazon, but I have never searched for it on there, so I don't know if it's the same stuff. If you don't want to go into Home Depot, you can order it online. But again, like I said, I keep seeing people say, oh, you can get that on Amazon. And I didn't know that. I don't know Bear products to sell. Yeah, you can only get it. I've seen so many creators not taking the time to sand their pieces. You take such pride in your crafts. Oh, thank you, Miss Tina. That's probably why it takes me so daggone long to do anything. I see creators like do a whole project in 1 hour or less, and I'm like, yeah. When I grow up, I want to be like that. Yes, Home Depot, Miss Linda. Home Depot is where I get it. Home Depot is, they sell Bear, the Bear paints, Bear waxes. You can only get that at Home Depot. Hi, Lori. Unboxing totes. Getting our new furniture was a blessing. Aw. That's me, 20 to 40 minutes, and I'm done. When I grow up, I want to be like that. I used to be able to create a full-blown project in an hour. Now, y'all, oh, see, I'm lucky if I do anything in an hour. I don't know why. What has happened over there? I'm hot. The fan is not hitting me, and this is not helping with doing all that wood you've been. I'm about to put a paintbrush in my hair, y'all. Hold on a minute. I'm sorry. Let me get me a paintbrush because I don't see. Oh, I have a pencil here. No, I need a longer one. I'll put a paintbrush in my hair. I don't see a clip. So, paintbrush it is. There we go. Let's put some on one. Well, let's put some on one side of the brush and some on the other. I could never craft in an hour. We would do hops and all of that, and we would get like an hour, and that was it. And you were expected to finish your project in an hour, and we would. Except for Olga. Even Iveta used to finish in an hour, y'all. Iveta. Now, shoot. I can't do anything in an hour. It all depends on what I'm doing. My clock took me about an hour and a half last night. It was probably the longest I've ever been on. Yeah, but you did a lot of stuff to the clock. And then the clock had a lot of components, too. So, all right, there's something weird going on right here. I don't know what it is, but I don't like it. I don't know. It's right here, too. I don't know it's I mean, it's wood, so obviously there's something going on the wood, but we have to fix it, y'all. I can't just let it go. What is it? Hold on. Look at my 320 isn't even getting it done. Hold on a minute. I mean, I don't want to sand off the paint, but we're going to have that really pretty transfer on. We can't have like a corner that looks all janky. See how it looks all, it's just right there. All right, I don't feel it really anymore, so let's put a little bit of paint on it and see. Troy. Oh, there it goes all crooked again. Hi, Melinda. Troy. Onyx, stop. Let's see if it. All right. Now that I made a mess. I don't know. That transfer is just so pretty. I don't want to put, because I think the way that transfer is going to sit, that corner is going to be open. I'm pretty sure. Hey, Matt. Yeah, it's a knot in the wood, but it has like a texture. It's got a texture right here too, but I won't mess with this one. You can't even mop your floors in an hour? All right, let's put a little bit more paint, do one more layer, and then, because I'm almost positive the way this transfer is going to sit, that corner is open, and it would be my luck that we're going to see it, and it's going to look ugly. Hi, Sandy Hinkleman. There's something on this corner, too. See? It's in both of the stinking corners. So we'll just, like I said, that one's smaller, so I'll deal with that one. But that one was a lot longer, so I'm just gonna put a little bit of gloss on that, and then we'll dry it. Okay. Sorry. Hey, Trish. Oh, I know that because I see it. It's right here too. But it's not about the knot. It's what it was doing to the texture right here, the paint. And I was making it look like there was like a dirt roll in the paint right there. Okay. So we're not going to do the bee. We're going to take the bee and flip him around. And we'll put, instead of him being about to climb on that leaf, we'll have him about to climb on that one. Let me make sure there's nothing in here. All right. Yeah, I'm telling you, OCD, y'all. See, look it. I knew it. All right. So, now, my question to you guys earlier, you guys can't even see it. Should this just butt up? Because we can cut off this piece, right? And then that could butt up to the backboard here, the back of it. Or should we finish those flowers? because the finishing of those flowers is on this page. Because if we finish those flowers, we'll have to move that up as much as we can. So what do you guys think? Finish the flower or just make it look like that's how it's supposed to be? I wish I knew. Oh, here they are. Poor Troy, were you cutting something? You want a pin, Papa Boy? Mama put the pin right here for you. Here, check it. Check it. Check it. Check it. Check it. Toma besitos. Toma besitos. Mucho, mucho besitos. Love you. Okay. So the flowers float. Oh, like they're floating on a cloud. Because it actually doesn't, golly, I just do not like OCD. You know that? See, because there's a continuation of that too. But we could always put a trim around it in here. Y'all, will my trim finally match that I've been wanting to use for like a year now? Or not? This trim doesn't match nothing. Or does it? Ooh, that might be pretty on the top. Hey now. Oh, you guys can't even see it. Maybe I got the paintbrush too tight in my head. Woo! Okay. All right. I don't know what to do. So let's get my burnishing pad and my this and this. You'll need a lot of space at the bottom to finish the flowers. Well, I don't know. Who knows? The bee, it's up there. Oh no, don't forget. That's what I was thinking, is butt it up. Because if we butt it up, then it looks like it just runs into the wood, yeah? You holla? You holla? You see what I mean, Jelly Bean? Then it just looks like it goes off into the sunset. I don't know, y'all. We just gonna do it. if we don't like it, we can always put, something around it. We'll figure that out. I know, I'm thinking too much. I always think too much. That's why I told you it takes me like 17 hours to finish one project. Lord only knows. It's a miracle I get anything done around here. Is that your uncle's taxes? Oh, where'd he be? Are those the taxes? Oh my goodness. Thank goodness they're just copies. No? Troy, how do you find the things that you find? All right. We'll use a little muscle and see, and then we'll put him back. We'll put him back kind of like that. See? And no one will ever know. Well, we're not even going to get him off of there, so. All right. The blue is so pretty. Get a little pokey tool action. Where are we going to start? Up here? All right. You are going to have to use a little bit of muscle. I can't see if it's coming off. Oh. If you're going to do the taxes, son, you better get them some money back because then they get mad. It's so pretty. I got a new pokey tool. I showed a bunch of new pokey tools yesterday. And I made it easier on the website so you can choose a color. Are you talking business? There's one little bitty, like, gray. There it is. What? A stapler? You want a stapler? Is that what you want, Papas? You want Mama to staple that for you? But look at the blue on that. Isn't that? And then she did one that have like a butterfly. And there's a bunch of them that are really cool. Y'all know I love my pokey tools. I don't know. They come in handy for everything. I use it for everything. And when they're new, they're very, very sharp. Not like how mine looks now. The old one, how it has a bunch of paint and rubbish on it. Okay, Della, I hope everything goes good for you. Hey, Nicole. Hi, Teresa Cherry. Teresa Cherry, how is your son? He's been doing good. Hey. Where are you going? You're making me nervous when you go back there. Please don't go back there. But don't be afraid to use a little muscle, y'all. Okay, these little swishy mark things, they're getting on my nerves. And just for the record. There we go. Hey now. But I don't know. I use that pokey tool for everything. When I can't, open or when something's not squeezing out of one of my glues, I use the pokey tool. When I can't pick up something, I use the pokey tool. What are you pointing at? No. Get your fingers off of my screen. Oh, I know what you want, Pops. All of your work is on Mama's table. All of the papers that you somehow figured out how to print yesterday. Listen to me. All of your papers are on the table that you print. So bossy. Trying to tell you, but you're not listening. You're not listening to me. Oh man, got this one over here. Troy, please stop doing that to my printer, son. Oh, it's just a pain sometimes with the tiny details because you think you're rubbing over everything, right? But you're not. So you got to keep putting it down. Or there's one little piece that doesn't want to give. But that's why I did put the gloss on there. But I find always with wood, whenever you're putting a transfer on wood, I find that because the wood soaks up that moisture, that it's always a little more challenging on a live to put a transfer on. Because you're not letting it dry for, a good amount of time. So you're not actually letting the wood dry like thoroughly. That's why I stopped and did the wood you bin after we painted. But you'll get sometimes when you'll do it and it'll come right off. But I always find, because I work a lot on wood, that it always gives me a little bit of a fit, and I know that's why. Not to mention, my hand strength is not, the best. So but if we were to put this on glass or anything else, even like the silver trays, that it would have been down already. But I just find, again, the wood is always, it always gives me a little bit of a fit. Now, had I just painted it and walked away and come back in like an hour or so, it would have been fine. But because we're live and wanting to rush everything. Which actually, is it really rushing? Because then it takes forever to get it on, so. I don't know. Yeah, I see. So pretty. The rainbow paste is, you could do anything you want with it, like you would any like the structure paste or modeling paste, but you can let it stand on its own, meaning like during Christmas time when I was making snow, because rainbow paste has like the sparkle in it, I was using it, you know, to look like snow. But you can also put it through stencils, you know, if you wanted to. So it's like the same way you would use like a structure paste or a modeling paste. It's just that it's got some sparkle in it. It's, if you guys notice, each one of these are little bitty pieces. So each one of the grays are little bitty slivers that need to be transferred over. So the flowers aren't giving me a fit. It's each one of these little pieces. Thank you. I need a butt. Yes, these tools are, because you've got the points to it, right? And then I told you guys what the notch is for. The notch is to hug on the corners, right? That's what the notches are for. But you can use each one of the little points, you know, if you really need to get just one little piece on. And then it's got a big enough handle. I mean, and I told you guys, don't use those dark brown sticks, especially like on a white background like that, because if you happen to rub the stick onto your back, that brown transfers and it's annoying. See, the flowers are fine. It's each one of these little bitty bits and bobs that are getting... Better wanting to act up. I think we need to, well, we'll probably resin this tray too. See that little silver. Stop it. Come off. All right. So again, if you're doing a wood piece like this, I'm just telling you, make your life easy. And before you put the transfer on, just paint it. Like, paint it the night before. And then, honestly, it will cut your time in half as far as putting it on. Ouch. There's your staple, son. It won't fight you. I promise. So, oh my gosh. If y'all don't own the wax in Midnight, oh man, gorgeous. Because I'm serious. Exactly when I was looking at the stuff, I was like, well, what can she try? What can I give her to try? And then I know we've talked about waxes, and that Celestial is one of my favorites. We'll probably use that on the Would You Bin. And I was looking, I was like, ooh, she likes blue. She'll love Midnight. So it was just funny. And then when you opened it and you were like, uh-oh, this looks kind of purpley. I was like, no. Really? Look at it. I didn't think you were going to use it, Ashley. Because I thought you thought maybe it was a little too purpley. Comes these little gray tidbits. Hold on, son. More gray tidbits. I don't know what you're holding. Go get your keyboard, boy. But, like, you need to get, like, emerald and peacock. Oh, my goodness. I know. You need the keyboard, Troy. 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 It's not funny. Stop messing with me. You need the keyboard. Oh, Brioni, did you see that you might have messaged me back since I've been on here. But I messaged you back, Brioni, asking you a question about your order. Troy, you need to hook the keyboard up. The keyboard. I know, but I'm telling you, you need to hook the keyboard up. Don't try to play possum with me, sir. You know exactly what you're supposed to, or what you need. Okay, we're just going to leave this bit of the plastic on. Could you imagine? Here's your tray. All you have to do is rub on the last bit of the transfer. Oh, this little gray bit. Did I say I wanted to paint this gray? Oh, you don't need a hair. Oh, and of course, all of this has all of those little gray bits. Oh, we missed a gray bit right here. You're gonna get left behind, dude. See, you hear that? That's that wonkiness of a tray. Holy guacamole! Put on a transfer, she says. Me and my great ideas. Wrap the woodgie bin around the tray, she says. Use a transfer that has all kinds of little tidbits that don't want to come off and play nice. And then she wonders why it takes her 7 years to do a craft. Ta-da! Oh, the bee! Oh, pooper scoopers. Okay, hold on, y'all. We gotta put the bee back. The bee back. We're just gonna make that pretend, cause see, he's got a little bit of gray. Oh, great. Gray. The gray bits that don't want to come off. Terry and her grand ideas. She's always got grand ideas. Oh, yes, she does. What did you do today? I watched Terry. What did she do today? Oh, she took about an hour and 78,000 minutes to put on a transfer. Is it supposed to take that long? No. It just takes Terry that long. Thank you, Sir B, for it not taking so long. All right, let's burnish this down because we definitely don't want any part of it coming up. Burnish, 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 because you want to make sure there's no air under there. The last thing you want is it to dry out. I'm going to also remind y'all to use your products. Do not hoard them, especially your transfers. Your transfers will go bad. I suggest storing your transfers in like a dark place, whether it be a cabinet or what have you. Don't store your transfers where sun hits it or anything like that. Even when I store it for the store, it's in a closet. And have them, stacked in a closet. So I know sometimes we hoard products, because I know I do. But transfers, you do want to use them up. You don't want to hoard them for too long. Thank you, Edie. You'll wait, Brioni, for the whole thing until those come back? Okay, so let's put a coat of varnish on this, and then we need to decide what to paint. So I want a soft brusha. Because Lord knows I don't want anything to happen to this now. And you don't have to do this in gloss if you don't want to. You can do it in matte or what have you, but you do always need to seal your transfers unless you're putting it on glass. Then you don't need to seal it on glass. That would be kind of strange. It would make your glass cloudy. Goes on like butter. So pretty. Okay. Okie dokie, artichoke. I can do that. All right. So now, ooh, we definitely don't want a 180. That's because that part was acting up. And look, it's right there, so it would have showed. Well, you guys can even see it because I can see it on the camera. Hey, you can't put a new one on the old one. So, I don't know. Can we get away with putting this on the edge? Actually, it might be too much. Because remember, we have all that wood you've been out there. But I think this actually matches for once. All right. Let's get... You look so handsome. You over there got your hands on the keyboard like you about to type out an essay, son. So I'm just going to sand that back just a little bit because right there we got a little carried away with paint. And I don't want it. I actually do need the 180. When I paint over it right there, I don't want it to be noticeable that there's an uneven glob underneath there. Okay, so I don't know. I know that if I go to paint it silver, it's gonna mess me up. So maybe like a periwinkle color. Do I have a periwinkle color? Here, Troy. Let's see. That's not periwinkle, but I might be able to mix it. My stars are back? No way. Are they really? On Facebook? On my Terry Lightsey page? Are they really? It's a miracle. Thank you for the stars, Sue. That's crazy. Hi, Nancy Church. I don't see the stars. I can't see it. Hi, Shonda. Long time no see. Thank you for spreading the chaos. I don't see the star button on mine. That is so funny. I wonder if it was fluke, Sue, because I can't see the stars on mine. Like the ability to send them. I can't see it. Oh my gosh, my son is just waiting so patiently. I'm so sorry, Troy. I know, Bubba's. I'm trying. Say you're not trying hard enough, Mama. There it goes. Okay. What do you guys think? Should we try to paint it? Oh, you guys, I'm so afraid if I do it, it's gonna look ugly. That's actually vintage blue. I don't know what color. Hi, Edie. Oh, Edie says my stars are back. Oh, Roxanne says my stars are not back. That's okay. Son. Pani salaksa ka. Igor ka. All right. I don't know. I'm torn. Hold on, y'all. I'm having a moment. All right. Hold on. I have a. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm scared. Hi, Nancy Kern. How are you? Hi, Kay. That's so funny that you were able to send me stars. How long have they been gone now? Over a month? Is that dumb other button still there, Sue? That subscribe or whatever that other thing was? Okay, y'all. I don't know. I don't know what we're doing. We've got to find a color that we like. I don't know. Do we do like a color like this, or do we just go? Y'all, I'm a neutral kind of gal. Like, I am okay with doing like a neutral up here too. I think that the transfer is so pretty that I almost feel like if I don't get the perfect color, meaning like a periwinkle, a gray, a blue, or whatever up here, that it's almost going to make the tray look funny. The subscribe button is gone now. That's fine by me. If the subscribe button is gone and the stars button is back, I'm okay with that. I don't understand why that button even. Oh, it is back. I went out and I refreshed and it's back. Oh, Helen, thank you for the stars. You guys don't need to send me stars. I'm just excited that it's back. So, does that make sense, y'all? I think we almost just keep it neutral because remember, we still have this beautiful outside to paint. And maybe we paint the outside like, I don't know, whatever concoction I was going to mix over here. And then on the inside, hold on. I am okay with this, I think. I'm not okay with it. Yeah, I watched Gina show her goodies from you, and it slung a craving on me, and I ordered more stuff. Okay, you're hilarious. This is a delicate metallic in silver. I don't want to mess it up. That's why I'm so torn. Sorry. I don't want to get it wrong, and it's easy to get wrong. You put the wrong color on there, and it will take it from being all nice and beautiful to looking cheap and like, So I'm thinking I just go in with, so this is dark beige, and then just do dark beige on the inside. Hi, Diane. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think like on the outside, we can get away with doing like a periwinkle or whatever. But on the inside, I almost am thinking to just leave it neutral. I don't know. Because don't forget, like, leaving it neutral doesn't necessarily just mean neutral, right? Because, I'm going to put, like, antiquing paste and all the things in there. So, it's not just, because I still need to do antiquing paste all the way around. And, yeah, neutral on the inside, and then on the outside, we can look at. This one is one of the new, Pintart colors, but I can mix that and we can get like a beautiful blue on the outside, but I think on the inside we don't take away from the transfer, and we just do a neutral color. I will get a small flat brush and go tight up against that in a minute. Right now, I'm just going to paint the bulk of it, and then I'll get in there with a smaller brush. We did varnish on the transfer, so if paint does get on there, I can wipe it off, no problem. But you see, then it doesn't do all kind of wacky things to your eyes when you're looking at it. You're not looking at all this like bright color on the inside, and I don't know. I felt so bad for Dina yesterday because she was so excited opening all those transfers, right? And as she was opening and showing the ones in the tubes, I was like, please don't get away from her. Please don't get away from her. Please don't get away from her. And that last one that she did and it got away from her, did you guys hear her call my name? I was like, what am I can't do, I wish I could help you. And she's like, Terry. I was like, Dina. But I could just tell, like, what, because that's, one thing that I'm so excited about is that those tubes have gone away. Because, like, this one would have been in the tube had they still been doing it the old way. But now they're going to be flat. But that has happened to me so many times where it gets away from me. That's why I always try to remind you guys, like, just put tape on it right away. Put tape on it. But I just, as soon as as soon as I realized she was going to show everybody each page in those rolly tubes, I was like, please don't get away from her. Please don't get away from her. Honest to God's truth, I just kept sitting there as I was watching her saying that. Please don't get away from her. Please don't get away from her. And then when that last one got away from her, I went. And the part that really is messed up is, I think the part that got away from her is on that particular one is the part that is most her, with the pink like flowers that almost look like the Hawaiian flower. And I'm pretty sure that's what got stuck onto itself. But I felt so bad when she was like, Terry! And I was like, oh no. It's when you wish you could teleport yourself. She did recover quick, and she did what all you can do is, like, instead of like stressing over it, just yank it off before it does more damage, because that's what I've done in the past as well. Is, I like start freaking out and try to save it, but because it just keeps rolling, it's gotten worse. And I still remember one of them that it was the rose gold one. It's actually right there. You can see it. It's the rose gold one. I put it on a bottle, y'all. It has like vines. It got away from me and it wrapped onto itself. And I was freaking out trying to get it to unwrap, and it just wrapped on itself even more. It was so bad that I had to reorder another tube. That's how bad it messed up. So, and that's exactly what she did, is she was like, all right, I just need to pull it off. And I was like, yeah, just pull it off, because, I mean, it's hard because when they're rolled up like that, they want to just keep rolling. And so thankfully the tubes we still will have the tubes in circulation, obviously, because, like I have a whole closet full of them until they're all sold. But that's why I always tell you guys, like, get your little tape out, Scotch tape, blue tape, whatever you have, and just tape it up. Because it's so easy to get away, and then it just starts doing that rolling thing. And that water? Sure is. So, anyways, all right. So you see the neutral just looks so much better. All right, so I am going to where I need to paint another coat on it, I will, and then I'll just get a small flat brush and get up there. I was gonna tell her, just let it go. Just let it go. I'll send you another one. I felt so bad for her. I just love Dina. She's just so sweet. I will paint around the top. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe not. We'll see. I'll leave the top of this unpainted for now, because it might be kind of cool to have whatever color on the outside on just the rim of it. So we'll see though how that looks. All right, let's get a smaller. Kay, did you get your order yet? The last order that you put in, have you gotten it? Okay, so I'm just gonna get a smaller flat brush so I can just actually, I probably don't need to bore you guys with doing that part. I could probably just do that on my own. I'll finish this side and then you guys, you don't see what I'm doing anyways, it doesn't matter. And then I will finish the other 3 sides. We'll figure out what color to do on the outside. Because I think the outside we can do like any color we wanted to match this. Because then it's not competing with the flowers as much. I really haven't used these paints too often, but it surprises me that I have to put more than 1 coat. Because these are the newer wall paints. I don't know. I guess I maybe thought that they were a lot more opaque. Maybe. They're still pretty though, but so that's our inside. And then I don't know. I want to pick my OCD's nuts. We can mix colors and then see what we think about the outside. And then also, because there's so much detail on the outside, we can do some pretty like put the antiquing gel in there and do the waxing and all that good stuff too to bring out all the details. But I will finish detailing the inside, lining that out, but I will do that when I get off so you guys don't have to watch me doing that painting because that's not fun. I'm cleaning my little brush in my water. The only thing is this thing has to be like kind of almost the back half has to be on a slant so the water can travel down. But see, it's clean. All right. So let's figure out, I'm just going to move this like this for a minute so we can see. I want to see, so this is an Annie Sloan paint that I bought from Pickin' Boots Vintage when she was doing one of her amazing auctions. So she closed her brick and mortar and sold a lot of her paints. So I bought a lot of stuff from her. And I don't know what other. I think that gray is too gray. Hold on. So this one is green. This one is a Whistler gray, but I think it's too dark to mix in there. I'm assuming that's going to be the same color as that on the outside. All right. So, hey, Shannon. How are you? Okay. Let's get my spoon. Actually, that's probably too dark. We have I know we have some lighter grays. Let's grab a lighter one. So this is Dove, I believe. Dove. So let's take a little bit of, wow. Looks like I need to use my paints a little more often. So that's just Dove gray. It's a very, very light gray. Hi, Terry. Hello, keep getting calls. I have to go out and come back in to watch. Aww. Shannon, are you guys traveling? Are you guys working? All right. So I already know, and I also want to see. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. We're gonna take this plum as well, and then we'll pull out a couple of blues. I know I've opened this before. There it is. It's on this side. Okay. Obviously, this is not enough to paint the outside, but I want to see. Thank you, Joy. I want to see what colors I'm gonna need, play with in order to get that outside color. So just, all right. So this one is vintage blue. So obviously the periwinkle is too blue or too, I don't know, it's got a little bit too much purple. Obviously that's way too purpley. And then this one, if we can have a happy medium in between those two, I think those would be good. So we're gonna pull some of that Dove gray. With a little bit of the vintage blue. And I don't even know if you guys can see the color, what's happening. So right now I'm just trying to see what's going to happen. Because I want kind of a happy medium between these two here. But nothing too bright. And I'm actually not mad at that. What you doing, Bubs? So the color that I have right here is closer to like the lighter. I'm not going for this outside blue. I guess I should have clarified. I was looking mainly at this one here. Again? You did it again? Oh my gosh! So, What do you guys think about that color? Do we like that, or do you think we should go more for like the inside petal blue? Because right now I went for this one. I was looking at that one. See, because I guess I could put it up there, but I can't see it. The way my camera is, it goes right over this flower right there. Rutile shade? What does that mean? Rutile shade. I don't know what rutile means. Beautiful. Oh! I was like, I don't know what that means. So let me show you. Let's put on a little bit. Rutile. I was like, what the word does that mean? Actually, let's do it up here. Is that a gap I see right there? I do not like that. That gap will be closed as soon as I log off of here. No problem, Linda. It just, the beautiful didn't come until way long, and I was like, what does rutile mean? I don't know what that means. So I like this a lot. I think, like I said, it's in the family, but not like, you know, overtaking it. But also, I think that once we get our antiquing paste on the edges, like here and inside here, and we bring it all together with the waxes and all of that, because, you know, obviously we have all of this detail to do here, and then we drop down some antiquing gel and all of that. I think it will. You don't either. I think it'll be like a good color, but yet a base, and it's almost kind of on that gray side too. So I like it. So what I will do is I'll probably mix this color up and put it like in a little jar. Ooh, I have that tight, y'all. Paintbrushes, telling you. I'll mix that color up and put it in. Rutile is a mineral came from natural crystals. Are you using that blingy trim? Does that color coordinate with it? No, I don't. I am determined to find something to use this on one day. I don't know if we need to do like a. It's such a beautiful trim, but the color is either too blue, too purpley, too white, too something. And you can't really cut this because it's that crushed thing, you know? So, I mean, I guess you could, but it would look all wonky, I think. But we've got to figure out something to put this on. But every time I'm like, ooh, will it match? It never matches. So, anyways. So, but I pull it out almost every time we do a blue. I'm like, maybe it'll match. And then it doesn't match. I crack you up. I'm telling you. Maybe make a You guys, were you guys, some of you, well, did you guys ever do this? I couldn't. I never did. Never did. In the 80s, never, 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 never. Woo, girl. Mm-mm. Anyways. So tomorrow, what I'll do is I'll mix up more of this color because you guys know mixing, you should always mix more than you need because the chances of you mixing that same exact color is going to be a little bit different. But I'll mix it right now and I'll put it in one of my little my jars. So all I'm gonna do without you guys today is just get in there and paint the detail down here so you don't have to watch that. And then tomorrow when we come back, we will paint the outside. He does not like when the cabinets are open. We'll paint the outside. We'll drop our antiquing gel all in there and get that all yummified with all of that detail. And then and then that'll, I don't know if we will put something on the inside because we could. There's enough room. We left enough room that we could actually put like a little trim on the inside. But I will end up resining this one too, just because it is a tray and I don't know if what they're going to use it for. I wouldn't assume someone would use it for food, but I don't know. I'm always cautious about stuff like this because like if they throw something on it or put something in it, I don't want it to get messed up for whoever gets it. I want it to last for them. So I will resin this one too. So anyways, tomorrow, I know he's like, whoa, I can see. So tomorrow, that's what we'll do. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. He's standing here because he wants my tablet, just by the by. I will see you back here tomorrow, same time, same place. Talk to you later. Say bye.